Yes, sure.
Hello, hello, hello. This poem is something I wrote actually before the workshop, but like I did another version after that. It's Primary Care Blues. The other version was like trying to make an actual blues song out of it, but like I can't find that, so I'll do the earlier version. In Hackney and probably other boroughs too, people are having their support cut back, and you end up with what we call primary care, where you take your medication, you've got a label and everything, but you don't get any support. And it's a very desperate situation people get into. You know, this is called Primary Care Blues. You know how it feels to be alone with your label, medication and a lot on your mind. Discharged to a hostile world, a competitive world. Is anyone there? Does anyone care? Back to primary care, on your own again, reaching out for a helping hand, where is compassion? I say I will be strong, that is the way I try to be, but I have many weaknesses, too often they get the better of me. You know how it feels, struggling for your needs, standing in queues, doors closed in your face, hoping for someone to give support. And in their wisdom, those who could help seem to think that when you don't have any help, you don't need any. They don't seem to realise you are struggling, a little desperate sometime. Primary care, is anyone out there, a friendly voice, a friendly face. Somebody greets you with a smile. I left the normal world because I couldn't cope. Now I'm trying to return. Please understand, I need support sometimes.
Very good.
And this other poem we're going to do is about this time of year. It's called Autumn. Well, we're still going to winter now, but it's autumn. Anyway,
can I just say something about that? It's not criticism or anything. It's just, do you know, people judge so much that anybody with mental health or any type of illness needs support, but the reality of life is that everybody needs support.
well, it's true. It's true.
It's just that when you fall down, you need it even more. It's even more critical, but that's when you're denied it the most.
Well, it's true.
Because we should never have to feel sorry for needing support, because it's a fucking human thing,
it's just,
right?
It's true, but with all the what I'm trying to say is, with all the cutbacks, people who need support get it taken away
The support.
and get very vulnerable.
It's very serious,
Yeah,
actually.
I blame Tony Blair for starting this.
Very, very serious.
Yes. Right, this is a poem called Autumn, which is about autumn. This is a time of beauty, the sun sure smiles, leaves turn red and gold, such a grand display. This is a time of dying, or so it seems. Soon those leaves will fly away, and darkness will increase. Daylight, I wish you would stay. Don't get too downhearted, take a look around. See a succulent growing at the base of trees, tough omic on the stazes with their mauve flowers. They grow in front gardens, not on waste ground. Nature is not dead, it's just enjoying a winter rest. This is a time of fear, as that Russell Jack Frost returns, with icicles for hair and nimble running shoes. He bites at our fingers, he chews our feet. But he always seems too quick, nobody can catch him. He plays his pranks in our gardens, then runs away. But brave snowdrop, you always stand up to him as you flower during the cold months, telling us that spring will return.
Very good. Very good. You haven't lost your touch.
Michelle?
Brilliant.
The next reader is Michelle Baharia.
Yeah. Just, of course, you're right. Just doing a bit of poetry. That's we need to put a break as well on the.
No, I completely understand.
Yeah, but I mean, not to minimize the
primary health.
Okay, so the next reader.
You write those You know, get them out, and then you can
It's
read them.
really bad.
You don't know, do you?
Yes,
Do you want to
To
write
talk to you
it
about
and you
it
can read them
sometime.
aloud?
yes.
Get a copy of that.
Yeah.
Okay, the next reader is Michelle.
CCG.
All right then. So we all know, don't we? Who
Shall I
gets
film you?
benefits? Yeah.
Wait.
I'll start again then.
Yeah, just give us. Oh, we're still filming.
Shall I go down?
It's okay.
there?
Oh, well, okay. As you.
Is
Yeah.
that better?
Okay. No, right.
Who gets benefits? Indeed, you may ask. Have you ever thought about who is the biggest benefit scrounger? Well, you know what, don't you? Elizabeth, of course, and Philip, and Harry, and Meghan, and Middleton, and Anne, and Andrew, and the list goes on and on. Have you ever heard of being paid to watch tennis? Have you ever been paid to have children? Because, of course, the line must go on. Imagine just being paid to wear designer made-to-measure clothes. And, of course, the list goes on. The Queen, you know, is on 0 hours contract. And she doesn't have to go to the job centre. She doesn't have to fill out online forms or ask for a loan to buy a new cooker. But of course, her grandson got given 2.4 million to redecorate his new home, backed by the MPs on Question Time, who said, it's cheap at half that price. There's people, you know, they're living off £72.20 a week. From that, they pay service charges, e.g. water rates, £8 a week, £10 heating, £10 cleaning the block. So what's left, Elizabeth? Have you ever had to turn up for an interview or queue at a food bank for a dollop of food? No, of course not. Once I was told it only costs me 58p a year to support you, the royal fucking parasites. Well, people turn out in their thousands, gloating at the royals and waving them a hello and a goodbye. And that's what they get for their 58 pence. Yeah,
Okay.
I've edited it a bit.
Yeah.
And then I've got this
That was brilliant.
one. I love the royals, you can tell. can't you? So, this one's a bit different. Street child, urchin, vagabond, interrant, drifters. I lie naked in my centrally heated roofed house next to someone who loves me. I hold your hand knowing we're in bed under a roof, as is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Street kids, drifters, bag people, rough sleepers. The warm days begin to fade and chilly winds start passing through and the nights draw in. Street children, vagabonds, homeless, vagrants, down and outs, transients, drifters, beggars, tramps, panhandlers line the sidewalk and the steps from here and the bridges all the way along the embankment and the South Bank and beyond to Waterloo. Big issue sellers rub shoulders with partygoers and theatre watchers and commuters. Yet no one meets eye to eye. Invisible, transient, beggars, dossers, outcasts, abandoned, estranged, down and outs. No fixed abode, bums on streets. Knees bent, hands clasped around paper cups. I sleep under the blankets naked, next to someone I love, and I walk past, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. I lose count of the numbers as I pass by. All. I have no more fingers and cannot count. Bums on floors, knees covered in blankets, the shivering vibes as I feel as I pass. The theatre goers and the merrymakers stand tall above, the vagabonds, the street children, the tramps, the beggars, the outcast, the rough sleeper, the vagrant, the beggar, the no fixed abode, the street child, the homeless, with bums firmly placed on the ground and hands clasped with empty cups unfilled by the passers-by who leave the abandoned, the estranged, the outcast, the bagmen, the panhandlers, the derelicts, the drifters, the tramps, the vagrants, the vagabonds, the street child, the rough sleeper, and the homeless, estranged and shivering, normalised, victimised, and dehumanised on the sidewalk in an England of which I did not grow up in. I have.
Very
Yeah.
good stuff.
Requested by.
Yes, I'll read you this other one. I like that one, and I tried to find every word I could to describe a homeless person because I'm totally in shock by it all. So I wrote this in the workshop. Is it a society or a community with a goal of a common good? What's the common good? Is it belonging? Are we equal? And just what the fuck is equal? Well, Boris went to a public school, the kind you pay for. I went to a comprehensive school, the kind my parents paid tax for. Boris gets a 6-figure salary. And that's the end.
Very good. They're all very good.
Thank
Really.
you. Okay.
It's publishing.
Yeah, have I got one more? I'm not sure if sometimes I can't read what I write. That's a problem. Have I got another one?
I do that writing goes all the way.
I'll have a look. Someone else read one. And I'll have a look.
Oh,
They all
Next
publish.
reader is
I've got two
Natalie.
actually. I'm going to read the one I wrote for the workshop in July.
July, yes.
July, yeah. And the title is Scroungers. Do you think I'm a scrounger, dude? Because I'm no longer able to work and contribute. Do go ahead, my friend, enslave yourself to your work. Become that perfect machine that runs, shines and achieves. Accumulate riches, cars and possessions, yet forget our dear ones, neighbours and affections. And if you too may have to stop and pause, because the machine no longer goes, after you used and abused it a go-go, now refuse you to go. You panic and cry, how will I survive? While your majesty, actually taxpayers, is willing to give, not wishing, just warning, the scroungers could be you. And I had just another one that actually was in 2014 when we were doing the outside the poetry at the Shuffle Festival. Frank, you were there as well.
Yes.
So it was dedicated to the asylum closing. Another asylum has closed down. A new sardines team has opened instead. Luxuries and suite for some, sat padded rooms for others. High ceilings are now filled up with cable boxes. Every inmate can be followed. But who's looking after those screens when piles of paperwork abound and exceed? Aren't they supposed to be nurses, nursing the needy wounded minds? Sackers transform into soldiers or fired. Winter cops armed with cell phones and pump flesh. Isn't psychiatry failing these days? It has failed before. It's now time to repair. Easy irritable shrinks with no manners, only pills, have no answer, not even our kin. There are doors that need gaping, loosening the locks and permitting reshaping, switching perspective, allowing what is, accepting diversity and taking all in. Immense resources to have faith in, feeding hope, not greed. Change is possible and is all that you need. Keep faith alive, and that will be the key. Yeah. No, really, right.
I'll turn the camera around.
Okay. No. Oh.